Astrology happened to me when I was looking for answers. When the entire EFCC thing happened,
Okay.
and the business started dying because, the wrong narrative, they destroyed my brand. Publishing me on the internet,
Newspapers, yeah.
newspapers and more. The day they published me was the day they murdered me. Because everything I have built in my life was built on my integrity. But the EFCC did not know that they murdered me that day. They gave me no single reason to want to do anything out of the superfluous, innovative ideas that I have. Rushing to the media to publish about me without investigation destroyed me. Because after their investigation, they couldn't take back
All they said.
the narratives. Because to EFCC, everything, they are like hammer. Everything looks like nails to them. And they are human too. They know to succeed in Nigeria require extra effort. And also cooperative effort of other people, either financially or,
Otherwise,
intellectually.
So, hello everyone, how are you doing? Wherever you're watching, listening, and enjoying this podcast, I welcome you to another edition of our SignaPodcast. And you definitely know my face is familiar already, you understand? But to avoid pride, maybe like say, so my name is Brian Oladipupo. You can simply call me 13th Disciple. So we're back on another edition of SignaPodcast. Like I do tell you, like we do let you know that SignaPodcast is not scripted, it's not stereotyped, it's not, there's no back end talk. We're just going to be telling you the stories how it is. Yes, you need to open some people's mind about something. You need to change some people's narrative about stuff, which is what we have been seeing around. But before we move on, just make sure that you subscribe to the channel on YouTube, like, turn on the notification button, engage, just put your comments there. If you want yabos, me, I even like yabbing. Come for me. Yeah, I have this skin, don't worry. And I've always been with myself and I alone on this podcast. I've never been with somebody else. But people behind the camera, they force somebody down my throat. Necessary evil Dolapo. Yeah, I meet Dolapo all day. See, she's my co-host. But the lady in red today, what's happening?
Hi everyone, my name is Dolapo Derinde, but you can call me Tall Daisy. And 13th now, but then today I am not in the mood for 13th. So we're just going to move beyond that. And like you said, do well to subscribe, click on that notification button so that you can always listen and watch us when we drop a new video every time. So stay tuned.
And to my right, I was asking a question. I said, which of the thieves on the cross of Calvary went to heaven with Jesus Christ? You understand? But I don't want to go into that for too long. To my right, I have Abigail.
Hello, everybody. My name is Ajibola Fadekemi Abigail. Most people call me Talk with Abigail. So.
Yes, you see, I say make I find your generation come for you. Maybe let's say,
Gen Z,
yes, I don't know why people. I don't know. But before I move on to my opinion about Gen Zs, I'd like to introduce to you our guest for today. Is an Odogu in the city of Ibadan, or should I say Nigeria or in Africa? Yoruba Odogu. If you see him, one thing I like about him is he likes to appear as a perfect replica and identification of a Yoruba demon. You will never, even if my guest today, wears suits, you will say this one, Yoruba demon. He's the son of the show, like I like to say, is an Ibadan man. Before I allow him talk, I like to expose him a little bit, but I don't want to do too much of that. He is part of the very young, part of the set of the very young Nigerians in the Southwest here that got into the business sphere for about, I think, well over 10 years right now, if I'm right. This young man has tried different forms of businesses, even to the ones that he doesn't like as a lifestyle. He started it. You understand? He's done so many things. I must tell you the truth. He's one of the very factual young men that you can find around you. These are people that doesn't give a hoot about you. They don't give a fuck how you feel. If it comes to their mind, the way it comes, now they will knock you. And not the way you go do. I call him a necessary evil. You can't do without this young man. You understand? His name is Ayodele Olaniyi, aka Iyanda Ibadan. You see, he's a necessary evil. He tried to. Who adopted the state? You or the state adopted you?
We interchange.
We interchange, yes. So don't mind him. He's very ruthless. I like him so much. Ladies and gentlemen, Iyanda Ibadan.
Thank you so much, 13th disciple, 12 disciple. How did you come by that 13th?
It was not completed until I came around.
Devil by yourself.
I'm not the devil.
All right.
I'm not the devil.
Nice to meet everyone. If you're watching from anywhere, you just listen to who I am. But as the podcast continues, you will get to know more about me, because I know these fellas I'm looking at, they are here to cook me.
No.
Grill me.
He has so much to be compared to a demon, a Yoruba demon. For that man. Like he has done so much
to be compared
to a Yoruba demon.
What do you call him? A Yoruba monster?
I don't even know what to call him. But then his outfit is not complete. For a Yoruba demon, you need to have your agbada. Yeah. But then he is rocking it well.
No, don't say that. This is complete. Are you wearing Yoruba clothes?
You didn't tell me. You didn't come with. You didn't tell me that. You did not inform me. You did not inform me.
You actually, I love this identification thing.
Yes.
So let your appearance speak volume everywhere you go. I'm speaking English to you right now because we are one of the old colonies of the Britain. So it doesn't really matter, but that doesn't mean we should actually forget who we are.
Yes. No.
I feel comfortable in this dress.
You're looking good, actually.
I can wear it to anywhere. And
are you aspiring, from the way you're looking, let's start from there. Are you aspiring for any public office anytime soon?
My luggage is heavy already. I don't want to be, get to heaven and stay extra minute explaining things.
Because of Nigeria?
Nigeria is too complicated a country
So you believe in heaven?
I believe in heaven.
You believe in God. Now, before we go on with this podcast, I want to ask you, who are you actually? Let us familiarize ourselves with you. Aside what your profile says.
See, I can tell you that I don't want to use the word outlaw.
Okay.
But I'm just someone who doesn't believe in the established, traditions. I don't believe in it.
Which are?
The way we do things, even our belief system as Africans. We've been tampered one way or the other, from culture to identity to even what we are likely to experience in our very near or far future. We have been tampered. And one of the things I did earlier on in my life is to go against the established system on my own.
We are rebellious.
Like
being a rebel.
You don't like peace.
I love peace. What are you talking about? I love peace. If I don't like peace, I won't be here.
So you are here for peace sake.
I'm here for peace.
So it's like you're an hybrid. You are the combination of peace and wahala.
No.
You can be rebellious, but you are still peaceful.
No, actually, I respond to situations, as they come.
As they come.
If you want peace, you get it. Truckload.
Okay.
And if you want trouble.
Wow. Softly, you just like, this guy is not touching me, but your clothes is burning already.
So please don't joke with this young man here. He can be as beautiful as a snake, but as poisonous as the same snake.
No. That's just a joke. You asked me a very important question, and my response is this. I found fault in the established structure, I think when I was in SS2, because I had this earlier exposure to reading quality books. Though the family I came from, I can say I'm one of the first of its kind with my lifestyle, with, my relationship with education. Because I love reading a lot. From SS2, I'm the one that will go to the bookstores, pick some books,
What kind of books do you read?
I read self-development books.
Okay.
I needed a lot of motivation when I was growing up because where I came from, I couldn't see anything to hang on to. You understand?
Like what and what?
Like
your
I have
dad and your mom were not well to do or what?
No, yes, I came from not a poor family in terms of our standards. Like we have morality, spirituality is in my family, and we have good names. You understand? We are not poor in that aspect. But when we talk about the material things, I have my ambition. Though I wasn't over ambitious, but I look around me, I said, if somebody does not do something to what is going on in my, in my background, we might end up giving up to what is left.
What's that thing going on in your background? That you feel needs attention.
I don't know how you grew up, but I came from a background that, if you eat with a whole fish, maybe my daddy just get a contract.
Wow. Just eat a jackpot.
Just, when you buy alarm and you cut it into 4, and 2 children has to share that one cut. You understand? That's the kind of background I came from. And, looking at it, I said, it is normal, to certain extent. When it got to a certain level, I said, somebody has to change the narrative. Somebody has to go beyond this wall to see how this family can live a normal life. We don't want to live a rich life, like normal life. So that even when we are eating, we should have at least
a piece of
30% of nutrient. I mean,
a balanced diet.
Not even balanced diet.
Okay.
Just get the necessary nutrients.
The necessary nutrient from what you're eating. Do you know Oriagbodo?
A fish.
So what do you want to get out of Oriagbodo? When I had to eat, or even share Oriagbodo without fish with my siblings, you know what it's like. But I thank God, He doesn't break who I was. And He doesn't break where I'm at. Even it has no association with the man I have become today. I became an entrepreneur when I was in SS2. And everything you hear from
the business you did that time?
Yes, I bought a table tennis.
Okay.
Yeah. A man used to live in our house. We lived in face me, face you apartment. And his name was Egbon Kalala. And he wanted to return to Okeogun. And he was the one that constructed that table tennis. And he couldn't carry table tennis from Ibadan to Okeogun. And, he's been trying to sell it to everybody and nobody is responding because we live in Adubu where there are more older people than the
Where did you
children.
grow up?
I grew up in Popoyemoja.
Where is
In
that?
Ibadan.
Yes,
Popoyemoja.
by your generation, it's not
you might find it difficult to, like if you know Iyanda Lodge.
Iyanda Lodge.
The street opposite Iyanda Lodge.
The likes of Soka.
Not Soka.
It's not even Soka.
You know what's called Popoyemoja?
I don't want to do
That is where
the work of Google Maps.
See, I'm not surprised that you are from there.
Yes,
because you are rebellious. I know you. And people from that side are always rebellious.
But the likes of Foko. I was trying to
say Foko.
Yes,
strong people.
Born photo.
You know, born photo.
Yeah. I get it now.
Yeah, that's
see from my.
So that is area when they tip phone for Ring Road, you see them there.
They take it there.
Yeah.
I've heard of that a lot of times.
Not your people.
It's very common. it's not a new thing.
See, that's the kind of environment I came from. And back to my story, I told Brother Kalala, I don't have money, but let me see what I can do. I told my mom, people are selling ice water. I want to jump into the business. When I return from school, I want to be hawking ice water. You know that water they usually tie in the nylon. And my mom said, why not? If not, what do you need the money for? At least we are not rich, but we are feeding you. We are paying your school fees one way or the other. Don't worry. And my mom will ask me to go fetch water. I will fetch water. She will boil it, sieve it, put it in nylon. And I'm a gentle guy. I won't even advertise what I'm selling. I'll just carry and be walking. People say, oh, follow me, they will come in. And
so you don't sell water like this before? Just go on. I just they ask.
If I tell you waiting, I don't sell you. Waiting, I don't have before. You yourself,
I want you to finish
We'll
that
get to
story.
that
That
part.
ice water
See,
story.
and from 1 kobo to 2 kobo to 3 kobo, I was able to raise what Brother Kalala asked for.
How much was it?
If I remember, maybe 150 naira or thereabouts.
Wow. That was what year? Can you remember?
It's around 1992 or something.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And I paid him. So
Do you know what 1992 looks like?
What do you mean?
I'm just trying to be sure.
I paid him, and he left. I bought a new bat, and after school, I will clean my table tennis, and guys will start coming till I became a professional. I myself, I will play the table tire, and from there, people start like, okay, if you beat me, I will give you. If you beat me, I will beat everybody. So that's why they beat everybody. So anytime I am playing, you will see people betting on me. My religion, the background I had forbid betting.
Which was what?
Islam.
Islam.
I told you spirituality, religion is in my background. Both are in my background. And I was so religious that I did not sleep with any woman until 2005. I did not touch a woman till 2005.
Are you sure? Because you see, social media doesn't forget. Unfortunately for you,
Yeah.
no, we know if you get any receipt online. Are you sure, or you believe
anybody, anything you hear from me, let me tell you something, is very feasible. You know what I have been through, what I've gone through. I'm even more popular than what you people thought. Because anybody can Google my name and read about me. And what you're going to read about me is negative.
You're going to see negative news about you.
Yes.
Okay, now
we will get there.
I would like to ask you a question.
We will get there.
I'd like to ask you a question. Now, I don't want you to sound, even before me, you are not a moral police. You are not one of them by my judgment, and it's my opinion, and I don't care what you feel about that. But what are your stands on morality around the society, coming from where you grew up from? You know, there are different levels, there are different genres of immoralities. From your part, picking where they raise for born photo. You know, if you say make it behave like picking where they raise for Bodija. You understand what I'm talking about? So, what is it? Where do you pitch your tent when it comes to moral standards and how it affects the society at large?
See, morality, I want to, apart from the general beliefs, I think it's more of a family thing, personal thing. What is good in my perception, in my family, might be wrong in your or your family's perception. So when it comes to morality, I don't actually judge people. If who you are, how you behave, doesn't sit with me, I have the intelligence to handle you. Because there is no you without security. So I know how to create a security around me so that all of your BS won't reach me. And if you try to force that thing on me, I'll bring out the other side, which is the Popoye Moja side. Yes, because a man must be able to defend and offend when necessary. Yes. So that makes me to feel comfortable anywhere I go. Irrespective of what you are doing around me, I don't care.
So you're saying you do not care about the moral decadence going on in the society today?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm talking at a personal level now.
Okay.
The moral decadence going on everywhere. I'm an observer. And instead of me complaining about what I cannot change, instead, I will create a strategy to affect people that are closer to me so that that morality doesn't get to them, starting from my own family. And then, as a Gbonadubo, those young boys and girls coming up, every time I have the opportunity, I talk to them. And if I see them derailing, I always create a kind of avenue to bring them closer to me so that I can show them the other side of that morality, that the good side of, instead of choosing that path. Because you cannot effect change in someone if you don't have anything in exchange for that thing you ask them not to do. If you ask someone not to smoke, definitely you are ready to give that person electric smoke. If you don't want someone to smoke tobacco, the first step is to buy that, pen, give it to the person because the person wants that smoke. That's the first step. So when the person is not feeling anything from the electric, cigarette, he will eventually drop it. There is no vacuum without content being in it. Even if we all leave this room and we remove everything in this room is still filled to the brim with what? Oxygen. So looking at our society, the only, changes we can effect start from our immediate environment. You can't go at large. And you are not going to be, someone that effect change if you are very judgmental. So you can look at things with objective eyes, but keep quiet most of the time is one of my qualities.
Observe first.
I observe. And if I have not built a strategy to, provide a cushion for someone I asked not to behave in a certain manner, I would not intervene. I once had a brother that wanted to, he wanted to try a cigarette. He's been smoking, and every time he sees me, he will hide it. And one day we went to a party together and he excused all of us. And I went to pee and I saw him smoking and he wanted to say, why are you dropping it? You know the kind of business I do. I see people that smoke around me every day. So feel comfortable anytime you're around me. If you want to smoke. And he said, yes, sir, yes, sir. Along the line, I just saw him that it's not that into smoking anymore. I said, what happened now? I don't see you smoke. And we went to a lounge together. I was like, a cigarette. And he said, bro, I'm not feeling like smoking. I said, why? He said, he told me, do you know I'm the only one in the entire 3 generations of our family that is smoking?
Oh, wow.
I said, you are the only one.
So you don't smoke?
I don't smoke cigarette.
Oh.
But occasionally, if I go to a lounge, I smoke shisha, once in a while. So, and he said, I happen to be the only one smoking. I said, how did you realize that? I just thought about it. And I dropped him. I said, fine. I exploded the day I saw him doing that. He will rebel against me.
Okay, now, with your being observer, that means if you're claiming that you prefer to observe before you make your decisions.
Yes.
That means you are very, very meticulous with making decisions, and people like you should hardly make wrong decisions. Has there been any time? Now I'm tilting towards your business personality now.
Okay.
First, how many businesses can be traceable to you in your Ibadan?
In all sincerity.
From then till now?
Then or now?
From then till now.
Then, couples of business can be traced to me. I told you my first entrepreneurial move.
Yeah.
Selling of pure water, table tennis. And then I moved to, selling information. I told you I read, I don't want to say a lot because there are people that read more and more than me. But I find...
No, say no.
I find comfort sitting in a corner in my father's house and read. And it's what actually gave me the confidence that before my mate finished from the university, I would have had more than 3 businesses that would employ them when they come. Because I have to create job. Because I read everything from self-development business management, marketing, and more, because I want to prove it to my friend. I want to prove to my friend that go to the university. Before you come back, I would have started a business. So you can join me and work
So
for
you
me.
believe in the entrepreneurial spirit rather than education?
Because I know that the kind of education I needed is not organized within the four walls of the school system. Because the people who wrote books, they are people that have been in business. They've been through the thicks and thin of businesses. And they have better advice to give me than the lecturer who did not even sell pure water for a living, for a day. So what do you want to teach me about, business? I've already found quality books in the books are written by world-renowned business people, veterans, CEOs of this world. So I stick to it. Who taught me copywriting? Who taught me designs? Who taught me
Sorry,
a lot of
before you ask your
stuff
question,
I
I want to buttress something. Okay. Now, if you are going to talk about your businesses that you've started that have gone into oblivion, like how many that are no longer? I know for you. I know for people that are watching, you might not know. For those of you that comes to Ring Road very well, there used to be this place where we have special kitchen. It was owned by him. We'll get to that later in the course of the podcast. And we also know somewhere that used to be called Ringy. And I love that concept of Ringy. You had the boxing ring in the middle of a lounge.
Yeah.
I can remember discussing with you that, okay, guy, because we've actually been friends for a while, being in the media space and knowing him in the social settings, and myself being a stand-up comedian and a socialite as myself. I don't think I need to tell anybody that one. Looking at me, I'm a socialite. You understand? So now, you gave me a narration and you were like, 13th, I want to do what people... From your answer, it shows me that you like to think out of the box. Because I felt like, how does it correlate? And that was part of your youth development strategies to the States. Now, for those businesses, like I know of the one, you used to have a liquor store in Olaniyi. That was the first one I knew. Will you, at any point in your life, have you ever thought of shake to give me your loss institution? Need this 1, 2, 3 challenges, or what actually? Do you want to tell us that you have never regretted not going to an institution?
See, the challenges I had has nothing to do with
higher education.
Looking from what I built.
And you never regretted not going to an institution?
Till tomorrow.
That's good. So please.
Till tomorrow.
I'm sorry to cut you short. I just want to speak
Cut him into as many pieces as possible.
I'm speaking for the young generation.
For the Gen Zs.
Now, okay, for the Gen Zs in quotes. I believe what your movement is a theory to me. That is my own perception. I believe it's a theory. Is this something you want the young generation to also emulate, not going to school and focusing on probably entrepreneur and their businesses?
Set and whiskey.
Yes.
See, let me be sincere with you.
Abigail, that's her name. In case you're trying
Abigail,
to remember.
I don't recommend my journey to any Gen Z.
Okay.
Any young people, I do not recommend, because my own strongness of character, the family value have dropped. What we enjoyed in the 80s, in the 90s, from our parents, the kind of parenting,
that we see now.
We have definiteness of purpose then. Where I came from is a place where you would always have the reason to want it to become more. And
it's competitive.
Yes, and I discovered earlier that education is the only way to change your family narratives.
But that means education is not power to you.
No. Don't say that. What is education? To learn. To study something and learn. Are you saying I'm not educated? I am. Just that I chose...
Formal education is not power to you.
See, let me tell you something. The formal you are talking about is a setup.
How? I'm a product of one.
It's a setup.
It's not.
That is why up to this day, or let me say this, when you are done with what you're doing, you will still come to the level I have passed.
I beg to differ.
Now, you are working somewhere right now, and you are getting paid. After retirement, what are you going to do with your
I
money?
have my business. That's the fact that I'm doing that.
Forget about that. What are you going to do with the money? You want something to be called mine.
I have what is mine right now.
You want to become an entrepreneur.
I am right now.
So that is what I'm saying. I cut straight to the chase. How many people graduated as business administrator and I've started business? How many of these people with masters in business management, they ended up working for someone else? And I discovered that the people that are truly financially free and comfortable, they are the people that run their shows.
So
you understand?
You're saying, sir, that in your journey, there has never been any time that, something happened, something just came up, and the need for education, for an higher education came up for you in all of your journey.
See,
because say to enter presidency for Nigeria now, yes.
See, let me be sincere with you. The only time that I felt like I supposed to have this certificate, even for decoration, was that time I feel like I want to serve people.
Serve people in what way?
Yes, like everybody needs a tool for talking when the stake is high. And part of the tool for talking in Nigeria is that I am a graduate of this. I served here. I did this. It's one of the tools for talking. And you having it based on the general belief put you in a particular level. Whatever comes out of your mouth, he's educated. He went to school. He went to this. Those are just the time that
if you can speak good English?
No. I don't. English is not my first language, and I've been speaking to you. I don't know how many glitch you have found in my grammars, but I know. I tried for myself to make myself communicable so that I can speak little English I can put together, and people still, understand.
Lebanese in Nigeria, we don't understand English. They see they do business.
That is
our girls. They see them as big boys.
I want to go back to the question she asked me.
Yes, she was talking about
I wouldn't recommend my choice to any Gen Z, anyone coming, because I have realized that tertiary education is not actually for learning per se. One of the added value is that it takes you from wherever you were coming from, whether you're from the poor background, and teach you empower you with some kind of protocols. You learn how to be decent, how to be peaceful, one way, how to build a kind of self-confidence in yourself. Because if you go to Oritamari market today, and then you see the way those market women talks and more, compare it with someone who passed through university education, you see some kind of a decency. The way they conduct themselves,
they are loud.
Is there. Compared to Mama, Kinito, all those kind such a fierce thing. Going through university education can help anyone to build, themselves for a wider society.
Confidence.
Acceptable social
for a wider society.
Moral, yeah.
You understand? So Nigeria, the education in Nigeria is not that. I don't want to say something negative about my country, but what have you brought out?
Now that you have brought up the matter of Nigeria, and by my calculation, I know you've been around for a while. You are not a Gen X, let alone Gen Z.
I'm not Gen. I'm
baby boomer.
I'm not even I
You're
think
not
I'm
a millennial.
I'm Gen Y.
Gen Y. That was FD. But now this is it. This is it. How will you? What will be your opinion? How proud are you to be a Nigerian right now? Looking at what Nigeria looks like.
I'm proud to be a Nigerian, and I'll still be proud to be a Nigerian for the rest of my life.
So
even my children.
Are you proud to be a Nigerian that is being led by a democratic system of government, and you're also proud to recite the colonial masters national anthem.
See, whatever the leaders in this country do, it's okay.
But you were talking about being a disrespecter of protocol.
Wait.
Are you telling me now that right now, Nigeria is not in a bad form?
Nigeria is not.
Is Nigeria in a good form enough for your business to thrive?
You won't allow me to answer it. Nigeria we are experiencing right now is not the Nigeria in my dream.
Okay.
Because I have a Nigeria.
What kind of Nigeria do you perceive?
I have a particular Nigeria in my dream. The kind of Nigeria I have in my dream, I know we will get there. No matter how long it takes us.
Even while you're still around?
Whether I'm here or I'm gone, I want to roll in my grave, even if I'm gone. So that the Nigeria in my dream eventually happen. I know that Nigeria I had in my dream will happen. Because Sufumi Baba Oni calendar. Toba de bikon. Or let me use this one. Taba leure le. Toba kogiri. Okay. I don't want to talk about the leaders. I don't want to tell whether one is bad or one is good, but I think the young people should get involved more.
There are young people in business, in politics.
They should get involved. They should be actively involved in politics, not being an office holder.
Okay, now that, wait, please, you made mention of this. I'm following you as you lead. That's what we are doing. Now, this is it. You had a friend, a very close friend, our friend, that was essay to governor on, I can't remember right now. Kazim Bolarewa. How will you describe his time in the office? Because what will you call that not being actively participating in politics?
See,
he's close to the governor.
Kazim came in, and to me, we are not that a very close friend like that. But
later, after politics, yeah?
But he's my good friend. He's my good brother. And his appointment as essay to the governor is one of the fulfillment of the Nigeria in my dream. And during his time, looking at him from afar, he did well. Because I remember there was a time I was with him, and during the midnight, you know what we were doing? Kazim was actually looking for where there are huge debris in Ibadan. And directing all of these, bulldozers to come and pack it. He monitored people. Kazim monitored people packing debris during the midnight. I followed him from around, I think, 12 midnight till around 4. We were there as they were packing things. So that is what I said, that the young people with strongness of character, definiteness of purpose should be actively involved in politics.
Yeah, but that's just one thing. That's just packing of refuse.
Wait. If he doesn't pack it, who will? Who would have done that?
But there are ministries to do that.
See, he works
with the Ministry of Environment, yes. Now I remember.
The ministry.
Yes.
But being there supervising, leading people, makes the work to be done at the appropriate time and at the right way.
But how has it translated to the betterment of the lives of young people in Oyo State?
How did
that translate to betterment of
not finding debris littering the city has transformed the life of people?
Yes.
Don't you know that when you keep city clean, the people's, people are not liable to, opportunity diseases. Don't you know?
But from where you come from, that place is full your area now. Where you were raised as a child.
See,
that place is dirty.
Forget about that disciple. Where I came from was dirty, but we living around that place were not dirty.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Because of the bad governance that made the place to be dirty. Because the government's supposed to provide, a dumpster. In those areas, there was no dumpster.
But there are some places that had no dumpster.
The place was hugely populated. Do you want them to hit their waste? What do you want them to do with the waste?
They can dispose it properly.
Yes.
Who dispose what?
Proper disposition.
We ourselves can also make things better. We don't have to wait for the government to come around and probably make an effort before we can start, like maybe packaging our rubbish or our garbage. This is one of an individual responsibility.
Yeah.
As a good citizen, you're supposed to have your baggage or your rubbish and dispose it properly. I don't think you need to wait for the government to like
look at you.
You got money.
Who are you saying that to the people in the 80s, in the 90s, where I grew up?
I'm saying to everybody listening right now. Not
okay,
in the 80s.
Are we talking about? He was talking about then. He was talking about then.
It's still possible now.
See, let me be sincere with you. The people you want them to act in a certain manner, they should be educated. Our national orientation was very low then. The national orientation. Don't assume people know the right thing.
Okay, wait.
Let me land, please. Don't assume. That's why I told you that I don't judge people. I will observe for some while before.
But if you don't judge people, if you see people, some person is dirty, I know that person is dirty. When you walked in here today, you were chewing a gum. You asked me, where is your refuse bin? To me, it's more of a common sense kind of a thing than to be
like.
Yeah.
See,
there are people that they are pregnant, they chew gum. Some people they are pregnant, they spit. That thing gets me angry. But when they are in a space of people, where people are around, they don't spit.
I'm talking from a particular perspective, and it's like you are not getting it. You need to educate people
about personal hygiene,
as regarding proper disposal of their debris. You need to. Because majority of the people, we live in clusters then. People won't eat moi moi and keep the leaf in their room. They see that gutter in front of they see it as their proper, dumpster.
Yeah.
And everybody drop it. When they finish eating, they drop it there. When it is rain wash everything away. Because it is evident that when they drop their stuff in there, water will watch. They have considered it their own dumpster and their way of disposing their waste.
If I want pool, no, they will go there.
I said it should wait. Had it been the government agency handling that area, approach those people living in cluster, they are hugely populated. Had it been they approached them, they provided them with what they call it, this big drum, those old big drums. Had it been they provided them with all of those, and then have a task force that moves from one area to another. Maybe the level of
the
littering wouldn't have been so high there. Because you can't make a law without enforcing it. Even if you provide infrastructure, you must create a task force to make sure that the infrastructure works the right way for the people. And people are also interacting with the infrastructure in a way that it won't cost government even more money. So you can't blame people then. If government is not going to, build road, if they are not going to build new schools, there is one thing I want even the present day government to do. Increase the budgeting of the National Orientation Agency. When we were young, there was songs we used to hear by 6:50. As a young child, it is within me that you should wake up and and find something to do.
But is that not a challenge or a responsibility from the home, from the parents? You don't blame a teacher that a child doesn't wake up on time.
See, let me be sincere with you.
Is it not that we are blaming government for our own responsibilities?
Wait. The government, no matter how hard they try, they can't reach everybody. They can't reach everywhere. But let me be sincere with you. The people in the bush, they have radio signals. They listen to radio. The national orientation should be improved upon. We assume that Nigeria knows, people know what to do, they know the right thing to do. No. Basically, people don't know. Or they know and they have forgotten. They needed someone to remind them. Look at how immorality is taking over. NDLE is running after young people, smoking, India hands up and down. When last have you heard national orientation speaking to people through the widely accepted media that these are the dangers of smoking hands? When last have you heard it on Splash FM or whatever FM that young girls should not go for prostitution? When last have you heard anything about education? And when last have you browsed the internet or social media and see national orientation doing videos that empower young people, that create a kind of
information medium?
You get, information is very key. No matter how much you spend on any infrastructure, if people are not being sensitized about the benefit of what you beat, about their negligence, definitely the infrastructure will come to a waste. For example, government bought a transformer for an area, and after some while, they couldn't find the cables that
those are experiences where you were raised.
They didn't.
At Foko, they do that a lot.
They didn't.
It's not only in focus.
They couldn't find the cable any longer. And we asked them, where is the transformer?
Oh, yeah.
So when government built an infrastructure and orientate the citizen, the citizen would do the needful. If every house in that area contribute 1,000 naira, they can build this little barbed wire around their transformer. Because government cannot appoint a policeman to come and be monitoring the transformer.
That one not possible.
That is why I said the orientation, the national orientation, is a must. Many people have a wrong perception even of Tinubu's government.
So what do you have about
because
what is your understanding about
let
Tinubu's
me land, please. They have wrong perception. The wrong perception, they do not understand the reason why dollar, go haywire, the reason why there are inflation in the land, because the National Orientation Agency, they are not doing their work. Maybe they are underfunded or something. Because a layman that have, an average Nigerian that has access to radio should be sensitized about the reason why we have to endure, the reason why we have to buy PMS at the current rate.
Okay.
Nigerians are not mad. Akishiwiri. We are looking for a change, enduring change, from what we have been experiencing. We said Jonathan time is not good, Buhari time is not good. This regime, you see.
But from what you are saying now, you are trying to say that we should just continue with it.
Wait.
No, because I'm trying to get where your pitch is, where you are pitching your tent. You're saying for me now, what I could deduce is that when you are clamoring for change, you need to sacrifice. So you are saying Nigerians should continue to suffer, to enjoy the sacrifice right now.
Let me be sincere.
Is it not the conversion of suffering and smelling that Fela sang so many years ago?
Wait. No president has ever assumed office to make people suffer.
Okay.
No bad.
So what happens? Village people?
What we are experiencing right now, I think we needed it some way. So, because I knew that for us to get out of the multi-generational mess we had in this country as regarding, government, as regarding politics, as regarding infrastructure and more, there will be a point, a time that we will have to endure certain level of pain.
All right.
I know. Because before a childbirth, the mother has to endure pain. You understand?
So we are mothers right now. We are pregnant.
Every one of us we are. Okay. Nigeria is pregnant.
Okay. So you're waiting for that newborn.
I am not soliciting for government. I don't work with government. But what I can, from my own entrepreneurial moves and spirit, I have understood something about endurance. Because I can't start a business in a day and expect to profit maybe in 1 year or 2 years. So I understand what it is to endure for some while so that you can reap a bumper harvest. But, the only thing I just have is that the government did not execute their change policy. They didn't execute it well.
All right. Well, I don't want you to. You're not the politician. I expect you to talk like one. So I don't know if the two of them still have something left in them that they want to talk about. I don't know. But for me, I want us to really get down into today's business, and finally we can go. We all have something to do later after this. Now, I want to go somewhere.
Okay.
See, I prefer it when I have somebody that has something to tell me than for me to listen to someone that has nothing to tell me. Because I do tell people, I said, look here, don't be bamboozled. Fools, idiots, and non-entities also grow old, and they can ride over being elderly to influence you. Now, I want to come to you now. You are the reason we are here because you have a story. There's this narrative. But before I paint the narrative, I want to ask you a question. Yeah, you slightly answered, but I need you to be definite. Are you arrogant?
I am not.
You are not. Yes, I would take your answer to be true. Now, you've had businesses. I would like us to go to the ones we had experiences with. You've hosted different people, and when you were talking the other time, you said immorality about radio. Have you ever thought of it that you once had a contribution to girls and young people being immoral by you starting a nightclub? You had a nightclub in Ibadan on Ring Road where young girls are supposed to be in school will come, and somebody like me and you, well, I'm not part of them.
You just mentioned that.
No, I'm just trying to cite an example.
Move on.
Will come and pick them up. Didn't you ever thought of it that you are fueling immorality in a way because you created an atmosphere for it to thrive?
All right. First, young girls that are supposed to be in school, I want you to take that back because the time for my business is during the evening time.
So
and every school must have closed by then. Take it back.
See, I can't take it back.
Entertainment, that was what I was into. I'm not into immorality.
It's not like business. I'm not saying you are into it. You
have asked me a question. I want you to give me the privilege of answering.
I want you to get the clear question.
Can I keep quiet
just
and listen to you all over?
Just go on.
All right. I wasn't in the business of immorality. I was in the business of entertainment.
Okay.
The entertainment was, I think, as old as this world. There has never been a time in the history of mankind that you won't find entertainment.
Sure.
And the modality keep changing across ages. And having a bar, having a lounge, having a restaurant, is following through with a particular
trend
of entertainment. So if I have a nightclub, if I have a lounge, does that mean I should be by the gate and be checking people's ID? That what
Okay.
do you do for a living? Are
Can
you a
I?
student? Hold on. Are you
Okay.
a student? One, I do not run a prostitution ring. I never send any boss to any school to go and bring any girls.
Yeah, I didn't say
I
that.
never.
So, yeah.
My business is open for people above 18. And when you appear, you do not appear naked at my door, I would definitely let you in. And when you come inside, I am not your mother, I'm not your father. It is out of my, responsibility to checkmate what that guy was saying to you, or what you were saying, or the kind of relationship both of you had together. You might come as a single lady to my bar. My responsibility is to make environment conducive for both genders. Once you are above 18, I made my environment conducive for you. So talking about the morality, young girls going to prostitution, it is out of my jurisdiction. What you do at my bar, what you talk about, as long as it is still under my mode of operation, is still in alignment with my own terms of use, the policies and more. You can't bring somebody to my bar right now. You can't meet a lady in my bar and start sleeping with them in my bar. That one is not possible. But how will I know that somebody is prostituting? You came in as a single lady, you are above 18, and somebody came to you, talked to you, you both left together. It's out of what I do. But talking about contributing to the immorality, entertainment lounge is not immorality. I need to correct you with that.
But it's a platform.
It is not a platform.
For ladies that
Because if we want to talk about the immorality, are we going to trace immorality back to our Lord Jesus Christ?
Because I was a prostitute then.
Are we going to?
No, that's religious.
Wait.
This is social.
The way I'm talking to you, because there was in the Bible story, there was a time that our Lord served wine, like everybody drink, enjoy yourself. And across ages, people have used alcohol in different forms.
Alcohol or wine? The Bible stated wine.
See,
not alcohol.
Let me be sincere with you. Wine or no wine, even those wine you were told that they are non-alcoholic wine, there are traces of alcohol in it. You can ask the people who do this, there are traces of alcohol in it. You understand? But I'm not, a food tech person that want to go into the detail of that. But what I'm saying is that having a platform for people to unwind doesn't make me a contributor to immorality. If you come to my bar, then you will see it on the wall. Smoking India hemp is not allowed. You can't come in with children. I always have bouncers. Many people, they have come.
What if my wife is doing something and my child is with it?
We just want to do something and the children, no.
Okay.
No.
I like that.
Put your child
at home.
Get someone to take care of them. Come around here.
Because that person is still a minor.
Made for adults.
Adults, yes.
And if you look at our sand, it can affect children. So everybody knows me then that I have zero tolerance bringing children to the bar, except if it was a children party, because people do come around and, rented the space. And the DJ will know that, okay, we have to reduce the music volumes and
there won't be people smoking.
And there won't be people smoking. And children party happens during the day. So talking about immorality, the individual choices cannot be overridden just because you are a moral police or something. As long as they do not violate my terms,
All right.
Okay, so rounding up now, I'm going to ask, what was that business? Because from your background and up until you're here now, what was that business that gave you your breakthrough, that brought you to everybody recognizing you as Iyanda Ibadan?
Yes. Thank you. The business, I think it was the bar and lounge thing plus the restaurant, because I remember I started the two enterprises. I started them at the same time. I started with the restaurant, I gave, something that wasn't on Ring Road then.
Oh, okay.
That wasn't on Ring Road as a detached or independent restaurant that serves intercontinental meals. I was actually the first restaurant that was not attached to
Either
an
a bar or
hotel,
a lounge.
though, either a bar or a lounge. But
It was an independent
yes, an
restaurant.
independent restaurant that focuses on intercontinental meal, and I do 24/7.
Oh, okay.
Then, so I gave them something special, and the idea came out of my love for something new, because I love innovations. I love to try something people have not seen before, because I know Ibadan deserves something finesse as that.
Okay.
So, and the people started coming in. People are tired of eating amala, all these our local cuisines. From that the popularity begins.
Oh, okay.
And later on, I saw another opportunity to open a lounge based on a particular concept that I had there.
So you started exploring different
Yes.
avenues.
Yes.
Okay.
But I restricted myself to entertainment and catering services.
Okay. So with your entrepreneurial spirit and the not so your idea of not people not going, or young ones not going for the tertiary education, what are you doing presently to aid?
I'm sorry. I have to take this away from you.
Okay.
I did not, and I quote, I did not say that young people should not go to
school.
tertiary.
Yes.
I said I made the
Your own
decision, my
idea,
own personal
yeah.
decision, not to, because I found the education, the kind of education I wanted, I found it much more organized somewhere out of the school system then.
Okay.
As in second
Okay,
high
we
institution.
understand you
That
now.
what I wanted to do, I found authors in the bookstore.
So what you were looking for was
What I was looking for,
four walls of school.
what I was looking for, I had brothers, sisters, and my Adugbo, Auntie Adugbo. They went to university. They ended up working for someone else.
And you didn't want
And
that.
me, I did not want to work for someone.
Okay. Okay.
And I said, I want to become an entrepreneur. And I asked myself, what do you need? You need education. Where can you get it? You can get it from people with experience. Where are they? They have written books.
Go and read their books.
I pick one or two of their books, and they see how to. And the how to push me into action. I started my first enterprise when I was in SS2. I conducted the real life commercial activity, and I made money from it. So it inspires me more to want to read more and read more. And the more I am reading, the better I'm becoming.
Knowledge you get.
Okay.
And the more I'm able to create business that I even employ majority of my, friends that went to university. Because I might not go to university, but I have lots of graduates working for me.
Okay, so now I want to ask, what is that thing you're giving back to the society for young people, for the Gen Zs out there with an entrepreneurial spirit as yours?
As I'm talking to you, I am the convener of Iyanda Youth Empowerment Foundation, duly registered.
What do they do? What does the foundation?
Young people and women empowerment program.
Okay.
Orientation. Because people don't need much. People just need to be inspired. If you think you want to get someone out of poverty by giving them more money, and more money now, they have fire inside of them. God created us that way. We are a complete package.
Right.
But if
Okay.
you inspire them, they will jump into action by themselves and they'll get out of whatever mess.
Not by find Y, find X.
Nah.
Not necessarily by find Y, find X. Because like you have rightly said, you are not saying people should not go to school. It was just your own decision.
It was my decision. And I also mentioned that when she asked me, I said I did not recommend
your own decision.
My own way, because majority of the young people nowadays, you do not have the definiteness of purpose that I had then. You did not have the strongness of character
like
for
Wizkid.
me to stick.
Wizkid also left school for
me
career.
To stick with my educational routine. I made it, a responsibility to buy a book every week. I buy a book, I read books, I browse internet. In fact, I was one of the people that first discovered internet in Ibadan. When we had the finance system at Awolowo Avenue, I will move away I will almost trek from Kuku Imoja to Awolowo. And we were paying, I think, 700 naira per hour then.
You sit on engine to that side. I know that strategy.
Yes.
For big boss, you sit on the engine, you don't pay.
Sometimes I even trek. Because as you see me, I love to trek a lot. So, and
you look fit actually.
Yes, I got an earlier exposure to internet because I realized that most of the book I was reading, at the back of the book, I would just see www.kinukoda. You can read more. That is, I can read more about this subject
online.
You see, all those American books, internet has been there, website has been there before us. And when I see those www, I want to figure it out. So I started asking around, where's internet? Before I discovered that there was an internet at Bodija Fanet system. And I went there. That's how I got access to pool of unending education.
And knowledge.
Unending education.
All right. I like where we have gotten to right now. So now, at a particular point in time when your two businesses were booming, you had another one that came in that required investment and all. I think you told me about that time that you were trying to recruit young people. As a matter of fact, I think you even told me then, if I could remember, that you don't want anybody that have attended any higher institution, that any secondary school leaver is who are the people that you want to employ. Now, over time, something happened out of the blues, boom, the EFCC came for you. And everybody in Ibadan said, Mosoku Bobo says he's a thief. As a matter of fact, I can mention names, but for security reasons, we had friends that were saying a whole lot of things. I discussed it behind you, not even if you do for me. It's my job. You get? I have LD conversations, and people were like, I told you that guy cannot float 4 or 5 businesses within 2 years. I could remember somebody that told me that, now me bring and come this apartment. Say, space they downstairs, make it come rent the place. You know what I'm talking about now. And I was like, okay, this. And at the end of the day, it was all over the news. I could remember there was a time, as a journalist, I had to come to where you were being preserved, so to say. And they said that we couldn't see you and all. That was when the issue of the health matter started coming up. What actually transpired? Because after you came back, you said one statement to me, and I want you to actually be sincere with that. You said 13th. I could remember the person's house you said it. It was an Ileya festive period. And you said 13 disciple. No, not Ileya. The first time we had Ewa going and bread together at your place. And you said 13 disciple. It is not Omokekere it's not only Omokekere that sees to buy akara. That even me, I used my first big money to buy akara. Please, we need to know, were you actually a constructive scammer then that later changed your mind? Or what actually happened? Because for EFCC to come after somebody, what happened?
Today is not the day to tell my story.
Okay.
But I would.
You can shed light.
I will give you a particular run. When I started Special Kitchen, when I started Ringi, the investment company has been in existence before I even started all of this. It was the money from the investment in that are actually, being
Used in-
used.
Doing the two.
You said something that you knew the bar I was running at Olaniyi then.
Yeah.
As a business person, I was running a bar where those people selling chicks around Olaniyi,
Yes,
they
yes.
usually come to me. And they prefer my bar because I'm a lively person. I play good music for them. They come on Monday, they come on Wednesday. So, majority of them, if they buy 2 bottles of beer on Monday, they will pay me extra for another 2 bottles that they are going to drink on Thursdays.
Okay.
And I realized that people that drinks, they actually enjoy, having it in advance. They don't want to
Be lacking.
they don't want to be lacking. They know they can't get credit from me because I know credit will kill business. I made it clear to them that if you want our relationship to actually last, don't ask
Pay.
for credit. And it got to a time, I told you earlier that a competitor sprung up and we, are unable to get the volume we're getting then. And I sat down with my manager then. I said, I have an idea. What if I bring in people, my customers? I want my customers to be the one, funding this business.
Partners.
Like funding the business. I want them to be the one funding the business because majority of them, no matter what they spend for me, they can give me in advance. And I approached the first person. The name of that woman was Olaniyi. And I said, Olaniyi, you drink stout. I want you to do me a favor, man. Can you buy
In
one
advance.
crate of beer for me? Let me keep it for you. So whenever you come, you can have your beer. You don't have to pay me at all time. And on top of your beer, I'm going to give you 2 bottles. Only really,
In addition to 1 crate.
like you give me a crate of beer, and I'm going to give you 2. Because the beer you gave me on Monday, I would have traded it before Thursday.
So you're rolling it over.
Yes, I'll roll it over. And for me not to act like a selfish person, you leaving your money with me, you leaving your beer with
There should be
me,
a benefit.
there should be a benefit. And I said, okay, I'll give you 2 bottles. And she was so excited. So how much was a crate of beer? I think we were buying it for 3,700 then. And Olaniyi gave me a crate. Immediately I gave her the 2 bottles. And she said, now I have 12 bottles of big stout with you. I said, yes, I like this idea. By evening time, there was another guy, doctor. He said, Olaniyi told me something. Is it true? I said, yes, it is true. Do you know what I do? I drink Goldberg. If I give you 2 crates of Goldberg, how many will you give me? And I'll give you 4.
Started already.
I'll give you 4. And I will give you that 4 in advance. And that doctor bought me 2
Now you have 3.
crates. Before I know it, I regained my customers back because they did what? They have beer with me. I wouldn't be going and be asking them, please, why did you not come to
But
me?
because their money is there with you
but
already,
I brought
their
them
mind is also
back
there.
into my business.
That- that-
the
that's
beer
the
keeps them
logic.
coming
I
back.
brought them back into my business by making them to have a stake in the business, one way or the other. I didn't only get my customer back, I was able to pull out my capital.
So now you're doing business with their money.
Their drink. And nobody gave me cash. I restricted myself to
Mobile transfer. Bank.
to buy from me, buy the drink for me. And they did. I don't know if Olaniyi is listening to this, she can testify to that. And, from there, I sat down and I said, what is the, profit on beer? And I calculate, if I can duplicate this, it can go a very long way. And I know how to design a website. But I did my calculation. I said, what if I tell people around me, what if I tell Nigerians, if you give me certain crates of beer, I am going to give you this extra bottle that you can sell back to me
And you still get your money.
and get your cash.
It's more of an ROI kind of a thing.
ROI. But the ROI didn't come, you did not
Yes,
give
in
me cash.
advance.
Don't give me money. But buy beer for me. And I will do what? Give you your...
So literally what they do is they go to where the depot and buy beer.
No.
Or
They
buy
bought
from you?
From you.
through me.
Through you, okay.
They bought through me. But in my narrative, in my story,
It wasn't that they gave you
it
cash.
wasn't cash.
Okay.
Because I know. Let me go straight to the point. Why collecting money when I needed beer?
You would
Yes,
have
why
spent that
collecting
on
money?
something else.
Why collecting money? And the idea was so innovative. And I was able to actually prove to people that the ROI I promised them, they can actually get it. It is not that we want to be doing,
kind of shady something.
EJ. And if you have a calculator, disciple, I want you to put on your calculator on your phone now. Then they were selling a crate of trophy for 1,900. And there are 12 bottles in there. And we sell at 250, 300 then. When we started, I promised, I think certain ROI on it. So when you give me a beer, like a crate of beer, within a space of 1 month, I would have made 125,000 from an investment of 1,900. That's how much I make because I trade every day. And out of 125,000, I promised, I think 15,000, 15% then. And before you know it, people across places, they started getting in touch. Because I did not run a single advert. It was the power of referral. Someone that invested with us, that invested beer with us 3 months ago that we didn't fail.
So
If I want to make this point. If I want more people, I would have brought my advert to your station.
So
I would have done billboard.
build publicity.
It was word of mouth that actually brought people because we were actually doing well.
Okay, so that means
That's
people were
amazing.
hearing and they were coming for confirmation. So now, how did it emanate into the whole thing that happened?
That is my narrative. It went haywire.
Yes, because
That
actually,
people started bringing in more beers. Somebody will come and say, I have 1 million. I don't want to get involved in the shenanigans of buy beer for me. I just have 1 million. Let me transfer to it, buy on my behalf and do what you have
so
to do.
what-
Do my ROI. See, what happened
yes.
was that we kept going. I need to find more facilities to retail beer. Because the beer you were giving me, I wouldn't be keeping it. That's what brought us to Ring Road. We wanted to retail beer at that building,
Ring
special kitchen building. But the landlord said no. But I knew over the time, we will still get there. And we started with the restaurant. And before you know it, we started selling beer there. And the landlord come out, hi. And it became proven that with all these beer people are giving me, we can create more facilities. And we built mobile bar. I didn't know whether you noticed that because I needed something that is not really expensive and can be put on I can take it to anywhere. In Nigeria, anywhere in Africa. So I started the concept of mobile bar. Like I built the first prototype with a container and we test ran it and it worked. Then I was driving one day and I saw that Ringi building. I got the building, it's a whole building. And I said, okay, why not if not? Let's get this building, not buying it, but lease it. Because the money and the investment given to me was not to purchase, to buy any fixed asset. So we did Ringi, we converted the car park.
Yes, I know.
And the building is right there at the back. And we kept running. We started Party Jollof. I don't know whether you noticed Party Jollof.
You know what? I can remember all those things. Now, my priority now is, how did we suddenly have, because by my judgment, all those things gone now, so many people lost their businesses. I can still remember one of your boy that now is an addict of colos on Ring Road. The boy that used to serve shisha in your, you remember. Now, how, because in as much as it happened, it's a one for all for one. In as much as that thing happened to you and you had to go out of the business, now you are now doing, that's where I want us to end, the astrology part of you. What actually transpired? At what point? And we've seen many people go out that they can't still show their face. So many people came to you when you came out from the prison that time that, Ayo, leave Ibadan. And you keep saying, Cheti Baburu coming, my name is Iyanda Ibadan. I would never leave my land for anybody. Because we need many people to learn. So many people go to jail for things they did not do. It was until your story was out to somebody like me that I got to realize that wasn't the narrative. So what actually transpired? Why do a young man trying to make life better for every Nigerian, trying to work for government, like that thing is more like it's under PPP, public-private partnership with government. What actually transpired? How did you go out of this?
See,
because people who have challenges in businesses like you,
the entire EFCC thing and how they came for me, it was an orchestration. It was an orchestration
by you
by
or some people?
Some individuals in my investment cycle.
Okay.
Because from the beer thing.
Oh, nice.
It was a kind of an orchestration because I kept everything clean. Even I'm saying it to anybody hearing it, EFCC cannot even pin a single
allegation against you.
A single place where I converted my investors' money into my own private use or personal use.
You mean EFCC cannot prove that right now? Okay.
They can't prove it. Because as small as a plot of land, I did not buy from the investors' money.
But why were those
I
businesses
did not travel anywhere. I had passport, no visa. My children do not have passport. My wife did not have passport. Everything I did was to keep my business running. And the only allegation they put on me when they did their investigation was that I used people's money to pay them back. That's a crime. I said, based on my terms of service, based on our agreement with the people that gave me beer,
is to get your ROI back.
You understand? I was
given
the free hand to use the financial resources of the company belonging to the company to keep the business running, even if it involves servicing of what? Of the investors. And when we were doing that, facilities are springing up everywhere. Even to the extent that I was done with a microfinance space. I want to have a microfinance.
Yes, because you told me about that you're going to have a microfinance at Olusoya.
We had the office set up already. Microfinance Institute.
That is my pain, actually.
Not actually the bank.
Okay.
Like, from my experience in life, from where I was coming from, I love to start, from the beginning. I do not despise the days of the beginning. Let's start with a microfinance institute. So that the surplus of these, investment beers we are having,
can be put into something else.
Can give it to all these Korope beer parlors around us.
Okay.
That was the idea.
Like a cooperative.
Because it will bring them. Yes, it will bring them.
They will buy from you.
They don't even need to buy.
Okay.
I'm going to provide a credit facility to you, but not in cash, but in beer.
You now return it back to me in cash.
You don't return it back to me in cash. You return to me back in beer.
Okay.
Return back to me.
Which will be taken to your own facility to go and sell.
That was the idea. And we created this space. At the same time, we were planning to build 16 rooms hotel at that ringy. Then we created Party Jollof that we have several installations on Lagos Island. What we do, what Item 7 Go is doing right now, was what we're doing. Selling jollof rice at different spots. We have evidence of our activities, all my activities. Everything I spend, every kobo on was all evident and documented. I didn't remember that anyone invested with me with cash. Everybody invested by paying into a certain account.
So now,
And when they did their investigation, they did not see where I carried the money.
So why were those
Use them.
facilities taken away?
Wait, they did not see anywhere I converted the people's money into my own private use. Because I am a businessman, I don't have an intention of duping anybody. And looking at where I was about to enter into a new realm where the company would thrive.
And service itself.
Because once we move from being, just an idea, collecting people's investment, into becoming a microfinance institute, strictly FMCG, we deal with fast-moving consumer goods only. I knew that it's going to boom because majority of the people selling, fast-moving consumer goods at Bodija, at Agbeni, not all of them have capital. Instead of approaching microfinance, for that milk you are selling, come to me. I can give you 10 packs of milk. Go and sell it and return my money. And we even created a system for them to be contributing money by creating a kiosk. Like I will put a kiosk in the marketplace. Every day,
you go
be returning money.
That you are owing.
But I don't. I give loan. I want to be giving loan, but not in cash. I will give
but in
you
products.
a fast-moving consumer good
that you will be
your
able
choice.
to sell, so you can remit back.
So that you will collect money and say that my children. So I had everything figured out, well executed, well planned. And suddenly, one day I called my investor. I said, we are moving from what we were doing
to another thing.
We are diversifying. And our diversification will require us to endure. Like, I need 3 months break from servicing
ROI.
the ROI. Not that we would go away with your ROI.
You still pay the backlog of 3 months.
I said, we wanted to build a 16-room hotel. We are moving from just collecting beer from people to getting fast-moving consumer goods. And we have already constructed a space. We have a space for the microfinancing. We even registered. They said we require 20 million ordinary share. We did it. We joined Association of Microfinance Institutes. I get money lender certificate. Everything the business in there, I did it. But I'm a very secretive person. I don't talk anyhow. If you don't ask me, I won't tell. But I kept the fire going, and I can see the future right in front of me. So from the meeting of the 3 months and, give me 3 month break, some people, they agreed. Let me say, even the vast majority of people, they agreed because I did well. I did well. I did well. And there was some group of 5 individuals. I created a WhatsApp group where I put all my investors. Every of my movement, I share it. Even if I'm traveling, I share it with them. We are going to Aja Marketplace for a particular activation of our party jollof. I give update. None of my investors can say, every day of my life, I give update. Because I see them. What we had together was an, civil thing, man to man. It's not really a big thing. I do not have a
secretary. Were there legal bindings? Were there contracts?
Yes, I do not have a secretary that received call on my behalf. Every of my investors talk to me directly. If they ask me anything during the midnight, I will answer. I always respond. No one can say that there was an intermediary between me and then I put my face on the line. No criminal would do that. Just because people had experience with all of these, get rich quick
Pennywise, all those things,
schemes,
yeah.
they thought
That was what you were doing.
that was what I was doing. And when I asked them for 3-month break, majority of them said the company does not have money to pay anymore, that we're about to go bankrupt. Despite the fact that I showed them what we have, what we give all of us, a kind of rest, our retirement plan. Because if the FMCG flies, I know that we will take over.
All right.
And we'll play very well in that industry.
Well,
so they couldn't
Okay.
give me the time. So 5 people, they created another group and harvested all my investors. They harvested that there.
They now raised petition against you.
They raised the petition there. They begin to convince people as an individual
Against you.
against me because the success, none of them thought that it should be that quick.
And possibly majority of them were older than you
and
are.
that is what is happening in Nigeria, where young people have
Success.
a good idea, managed to execute, and keep running. The backers, they always come for you when you succeed.
Yeah, I concur with that. Yes.
Look at what's happening to Dangote. It is the backer. The reason why you don't see many businesses being owned by young people and still thriving for years, for decades, is because of the backers. If not for the bank, it will be the investor. If not for the investor, even it can be government policy.
Or village people.
Forget about the village people.
Okay.
When idea is solid, village people go and sit down somewhere.
Well, that's true. Well, thank you for sharing that part of you with us. I know you had to go through the high of a needle.
Before you go, you mentioned something that why did I refuse to leave Ibadan?
Yes.
I did not commit any crime.
Damn.
All right, thank you. So now, from being a businessman to astrology, why astrology? What has that got to do? Because there are times I check your space, you write things like, some of you are believing in your pastors, meanwhile some of them are still doing all these things. Please, can you shed a little light into that? Then we can go away from there. From there.
Yeah. Astrology happened to me when I was looking for answers.
While you were in-house?
When the entire EFCC thing happened,
okay,
and the business started dying, because, the wrong narrative, they destroy my brand. Publishing me on the internet,
newspapers
and more. The day they published me was the day they murdered me. Because everything I have built in my life was built on my integrity. But the EFCC did not know that they murdered me that day. They gave me no single reason to want to do anything out of the superfluous, innovative ideas that I have. And rushing to the media to publish about me without investigation destroyed me. Because after their investigation, they couldn't take back
all they said.
The narratives. Because to EFCC, everything, they are like hammer. Everything looks like nails to them. And they are human too. They know to succeed in Nigeria require extra effort. And also cooperative effort of other people, either financially or,
otherwise,
intellectually. Before publishing me, before mentioning my company, before saying a whole lot of things about me, they're supposed to get to the root of their investigation.
So they didn't do their proper investigation before doing all this?
Truly, the allegation against the guy that he wanted to defraud us is true. But there is no way I can take that back. Whatever God said is going to happen would happen.
So
from that day, it has become, I become someone that everywhere I go, people talk about me. Nobody wants to come to the bar again. Nobody wants to associate them.
Some of us were still coming.
Nobody want to associate with me.
The investors.
Even I can't borrow money from my neighbor because everybody was looking at me as a criminal based on the narrative. They eventually charged me to court, and the matter has been in court for some time, and we are still on it.
Oh, it's not even out of court yet.
And I am still very much around in this town.
So that means you are expecting compensation.
Do you understand? No, I don't want any compensation. I'm not a
But
guy.
if
Let me be sincere with you. I'm not a guy. Even if I win, I'm not a guy that will sue EFCC for anything. Why would I sue them?
Why should
The only issue
you were killed in a way.
Wait. The only issue I am having with them is the unprofessional approach to the media. They deserve the right to arrest me. They deserve the right to answer the petition of the petitioner. They deserve to investigate me. They deserve to do anything to me.
They are doing their job, simply.
They are doing their job. But the unprofessional, like taking away the opportunity, the future opportunity, even to rebuild what actually got hiccup. You robbed me of that opportunity by destroying my name, by destroying my brand. Because the idea I had then, when they released me from the unlawful detention they did to me for almost 40 days, when they released me, the first place I went to was Ringi. Do you know what I went there to do? To pick up the pieces and rebuild. I look at that microfinance. I said, I'm going to run this microfinance institute because I have a point to prove to the people who petitioned me that I am not a criminal. But when I go out there trying to relate with people, even interacting with my staff, I begin to feel the damage. Even my staff did not trust me again. They started resigning one after the other till it was me alone. We can't get anything from supplier. We need capital to restart. And I did not keep money elsewhere. I sold all my cars. I sold even the car we are using for the company. I sold it everything. And I did not buy expensive car. I was in a custody of hundreds of millions of naira. The most expensive car I was using was 3.2 million naira.
That was the all white Lexus.
It's the Camry.
Okay.
I sold it to pay a particular investor. Everything. The only thing I did not sell to pay investor. I did not, when you sell your thing, you can easily use that money to jackpot now as a criminal. But they should go back to America and do their investigation. Every money I receive is back to the person.
So why astrology? What is astrology?
See, let me answer the part of astrology. Astrology came up when everything happened to me. I was looking for a particular answer.
Way out, yeah.
No way out.
Okay. What was the question?
I look at myself like, I did not commit any crime. I did not have any bad intention. What happened? It wasn't only astrology that I went to places.
Places like where?
Everywhere. Everywhere a man can find out about himself. Everywhere a man can find out about what befalling him suddenly. I didn't plan. I did not wrong anybody. My mother did not wrong anybody. My father did not wrong anybody. What happened to me? Why is it that every time I try to get out of this very box, the attack always comes from the outside? I am a good entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I don't live lavishly. Everybody who knew me, I don't live lavishly. And what happened to me made me to ask 1,000 questions, which on my journey, trying to find myself, I encounter astrology.
Tell us about astrology.
I met an astrologer who, like an 80-year-old man, and with a pen and paper and his mobile phone, he was able to tell me
your problem,
the answer I was looking for.
So how does it
Was
relate?
it in my destiny to
Okay.
experience what I went through? And I saw it there. I saw it. He told me. And the day I realized that it was my destiny, I forgave EFCC. I forgave all the people who...
So you rose from the dead that day.
Yes, I told you
You
that they
rose from-
murdered me.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
day they told me,
You came back to life.
I came back to life. I forgave everybody.
So now, AY, before you move on, I want to ask a question. There was an experience I had with you. I felt so bad as a friend. We went somewhere and I noticed a frame of your glasses had fallen off and you had to glue it. And somebody that saw us there that day said, AY, the boboni na lie. He does use that in package. Was it that bad that you couldn't refix your glasses?
It was that worse. I begged for 2,000 naira.
As a family man,
I have begged for 1,000 naira before.
after that experience,
Between the space of 2019
till now,
not
till when astrology became money fending business.
I begged. I was ridiculed. Some supported me. But all along I learned. And I have a much more clearer understanding.
So what does astrology do to someone to succeed or to have whatever you become in life?
Wait. Astrology gave me the answer I was looking for. And I said, okay, bam. I want to go deep. I want to go deep. And I begin to learn on my own. I kept learning, kept becoming better every day. And one day I carried my own chart.
What is a chart?
Chart is actually the pictorial representation of the planet, of the position of the planet at any given date in the sky.
Come again.
It is the pictorial representation of the planet's position and the interaction they were having with each other at any point in time.
So you get your own planet like this?
Of course.
Is what you're saying?
I get my own planet. Everybody here got
Is
their
it
own
according to each person's life?
How I go take know my planet?
You don't have a planet. You have a planet influencing you, your soul.
Destiny.
My
And
soul?
Your soul.
Where
And-
did Jesus hand? I be God hand.
Wait. And every other areas of your life.
Okay, wait. I need to get a clear picture. Are you telling me now that my planet's interaction has got something to do with soul? Like when they call me for church, they make I give to Christ. Where I give.
It's like you do not
No,
have...
I'm asking a simple
Let
question.
let me make you to understand this. You believe in zodiac sign, do you?
I do.
You do.
Yeah.
Are
Okay.
you, madam?
No, I do not.
If you believe in zodiac sign,
What waiting be your
Scorpio.
own? Scorpio. Yeah,
How
Scorpio.
did you know? Scorpio.
Oh, Scorpio. Oh, okay.
So-
I'm Libra.
Libra,
Really?
I'm Virgo.
Okay. You are
Obviously.
Leo. The way you
Or
did
Aries.
I am
this.
not.
Yeah,
I am
Leo,
what's this
Aries.
word? Capri, whatever.
Capricorn.
Yeah,
Capricorn.
Capricorn. That's what I
You
am.
drink Capri Sun?
Oh.
See, whether you believe it or you do not, God is done with his works, with his marvelous works. And according to, the scripture, they said God worked for 6 days and rested on the seventh.
So he's not working again.
And
Same.
part of what we found out of our space, our heart, was the stars and the planets. And doing further study, we realized that the planet and the stars, they are so numerous, they are uncountable. We have constellations, we have all of this. I said, why do we have plenty of stars like this? Why do we have galaxies. Where do we have it plenty? Out of our own earth. It is an indication that there are embedded information. There are embedded codes and energy in those things we're looking
Just
at.
like Awurawo, those that check stars.
There are embedded code. And, since about 5,000 years ago, we've had astrologers and, and they've been, passing the knowledge from one generation to another generation. And, people who are enthusiasts, they were able to find meaning in the astrologers' observations.
Is it a form of religion?
It is not a religion. It is a pseudoscience. It is a pseudoscience. And the founding father of astrology then, they follow stars to gain directions, to calibrate time.
Just like the three wise men.
Yes, they follow stars, and they begin to notice that if someone is born and a particular star is here, because they already label them, they know them.
So the star we do see for night now, it gets different names.
They have different names.
Bam.
That if somebody is born, when this star, the one that is blinking, is here,
on a particular position,
they observe that person, that individual. They observe another person, and they realize that they share the same behaviors and attitude.
Just like Libras are very nice, lovely people.
Don't bother yourself. I'll tell you one or two things about you. I know you love women. Way
just in a good
extra.
Okay.
Anyways, so they started, putting names on those planets and putting names on the constellations. Like all of these stars being together, they are constellation of Aries. These one are constellations of Taurus, the Gemini. That's how they labeled everything.
And it's always correct.
And then we realize that if they born someone at this very moment we have, the person is actually a Cancer native. And they have their behaviors. They have peculiar traits.
And then they shout weather for two.
No. So from there, astrology started becoming solidified. People started believing in it. So there is this huge, document as regarding astrology. Anybody can read about zodiac sign. But when it comes to the real astrology, it entails reading. And part of what the four founding fathers figured out was that every constellation has the planet influencing them. As you are right now, you are under the influence of planet Venus. She's under the influence of a planet Saturn, and she's under Mars and Pluto.
Okay.
And
what's peculiar to me?
You need to go for a star reading.
What's peculiar to you, being under the influence of Venus? You will have couples of Venusian traits in you.
You don't do. Not release too much information about it.
Because it's like Venus.
You are dressing, you are dressing the way you dress. You are kind of extra when it comes to clothing.
Yeah, I'm a fashionista.
Yeah, you were not fashionista by accident. Because fashion, entertainment, fun was under the influence of Venus.
Okay.
That's why you see they attach beauty to Venus. There's a cream in Nigeria, they call Venus.
Venus, yeah, that's true.
You understand? And if you go deep,
sense they worry you.
If you go deep into the, this Greek thing, if you go into their mythologies, you will eventually find out that astrology is real. Because if they begin to prove to you, you are not doing fashion just because you saw other people doing it.
It's in me.
It's in you.
Yeah, it's in
Speak, baby.
It's in you. And if you look at your wardrobe, you see that you have more clothing.
Now I never get plenty money.
And another thing with you is that you can't sleep alone. You can't sleep alone.
Okay.
You know,
That's it.
between me and you,
I need to cover
you
my
know,
ears
you know
for
that
this.
you enjoy company of other people. The life you have is a life of yin yang.
What's yin yang?
Yin and yang.
Yin and yang. You believe that wherever there is a male,
There must
Just-
be
There
yang.
must
You
be a
believe
female.
Just know that whatever you say now can be used and will be used against you in the court of law.
Yes,
bro.
sir.
You're outside already.
So,
There's nothing to hide.
like I can tell some basic things about you,
Based on those things.
basic things about you, but when we go deep into it, I can tell you that this was where the planet influencing your soul were.
So
on
at that
the
point,
day-
waiting
on the day you were born. And if I tell you, once I realized that, okay, this was where it was, I can tell you about your life path.
waiting my eye go see for this life.
Because where it was on the day you were born, that is where your mind would always gravitate towards. And that is where you've been seeking personality success since the beginning of time. You've
Just
been
in a
doing
good-
it unknowingly.
I think I need to go for
You've been
Star
doing
reading.
it unknowingly.
Okay.
But when you come for a reading, when you meet an astrologer,
If you read me like this,
What has he
course.
been doing?
of course, when you come to a professional astrologer, the one that is good, will tell you that, see, on the day you were born, you had the planet influencing your soul in a particular house, because we have 12 houses in astrology. And let's say, for example, you had the planet influencing your soul in the 12th house.
just like the 12 tribes in
Yes.
Bible.
And if you had it in 12th house, I can tell you that you are an introvert. You don't like going out. As I'm saying it, you'll be laughing. But how did I get to know?
But I am an extrovert.
And no, I'm not talking about
example,
you.
yeah.
For example, I can tell you that you always have your mind on expenditures. You always want to spend. There is no way you will have someone with the planet influencing their soul in the house of expenditure that you won't see them going broke every time. Many people are having financial difficulties
Because of where
just
oh God.
because of where the planet influeing their soul.
So actually, it's not anything spiritual.
That's not spirituality stands here. Ourselves as an individual, as an astral construct, we stand here.
So is it like an influence or like a factor?
It is
that's
an
spreading it?
influence. It is not an automatic thing.
Okay.
The stars' energy are not going to force themselves onto anybody. Many people have the energy on their lives, yet they refuse to use the energy.
Because they never knew.
For example, you that you have Venus person, if you have Venus in your first house of personality, you must not wear torn clothes. You must not wear.
Ripped jeans.
No, you can, as in,
A cloth that's
the
torn,
clothes
a
that
bit.
is not good again.
Okay.
Old clothes.
Let me say, I know if you wear and go out. I want to use and cook for us. Oh,
You
wow.
must live luxuriously within your means.
Wow.
Because the Venus is asking you that God gave you the gift of luxury, of beauty. Harness it. The more you are harnessing it, the more of those things will be coming to you. Many people live their life as a poor person just because they did not realize that God has already embedded in them a particular way of life which they must obey. Once they obey, their pain
Way
will
of
go
nature,
away.
rather.
Like you see people having some health issues, and they've had it since when they were young.
They will not say, "Tabati de age you family wa." Just like later Jumobi. So they know they reach.
Is that generational?
No. Our diseases are right there in our stars. It was well defined.
Our diseases came with us.
So person will get stroke now.
We were born with fault
Okay.
Okay.
because there are 4 malefic houses in astrology. The 3rd house of struggle, the 6th house of obstacle, the 8th house of ups and downs and sudden death, and the 12th house of loss and difficulties.
Okay, now, so for me, finally, because it's more or less that we are going into our individual sessions right now, and we need to round up already. I know, so what you're trying to say now, as a practitioner, people can come visit you.
Now,
So what if I want to know something? You don't trigger me now.
I really want to do a star reading.
She wants to know our planet.
Yes.
As it is, I don't.
Some people are carrying camera. They don't know maybe now to the punch.
See, as it is, my door is not open to
Okay.
anybody to visit me because my star says any economy.
So if I need
The
information,
reason why
I
they
get
kept destroying my business
was because you were in the
You were
open.
outside.
Oh, so you're
And you're not
supposed
meant to be
conservative.
outside.
I was not meant to
Okay.
be where
A
people,
projected person.
where people
Okay.
can see me.
Have access
Because
to you.
every time I come out, I did well. You knew me through my enterprises.
Yes.
And what comes after? Attack. The failure that happened to my business was not because of my incompetence.
And it was not because you didn't go to our institution.
It wasn't
I was
because of
almost going to
that.
ask that
From
question,
everything
like-
I've been discussing with you, do you see any lack?
Sorry to cut you short.
All right.
Like this question has been pounding in my mind since. Let me just take us back a bit.
Okay.
Like this negative biases that has happened to you, could it be like as a result of not going back to school, of not going to tertiary university institution?
He said no. That's what you just said.
let me-
Or like could things have been probably a bit different if you went to tertiary institution?
Did you know how many graduates that I had then? I had more than 16 graduates working for me. And every time we had a session, I've always been the man that trained them. I put my accountant
With their BSc, you want to
with their MSc.
Hey,
I
Jesus.
put my accountant to a good use. I inspired her with the little she learned. Because what she learned in school was very academical.
was
But
not.
I
not
exposed her to
technical.
real world of accounting. This is it. My manager, do a lot of project management and more. I was the one that gave him the experience, the real life experience of what they call project management. And he did super fly. And now he is super high. I'm being sincere with you. There was no point in time, if you look at what I created, the entire special kitchen was designed by me. Ringi was designed by me, and going into those facilities, you can't say this facility resembles what someone
I'd done before, yeah.
without first
You even
degree
had a
can
land
do.
for we celebs. You have a land where we stay.
Like I didn't see it because I am a man that if I lack a particular competence, it is not difficult for me to hire a better head. Surrounding myself with quality people is what will make me not. So then there was no lack because of my tertiary. The people who went
Now
to
because
tertiary,
you know the way your house live for inside planet.
no.
You went astray.
That is not being astray. You just got to be cool-minded
Okay.
And
with astrology.
understand your person.
By the time you are, in tune with it, you will fall in love with it.
All right.
I'm going for a star reading.
All right.
Same way, I'm following you. We are going together.
Okay. Well, I will say a very big thank you to you.
Before you say thank you,
Okay.
you asked me a question that I did not open my door for people to come in, but people can find me on TikTok. Everything I do it via internet.
Okay.
So you can
I
reach,
run. I'm a
the
content
person's
creator.
star online.
I read Star online.
Oh.
I give people brief about their life. And once I hit on two important keys areas of their
Your
life,
inbox, they blow.
of course, people
People
chat me
catch
up.
their
My
own.
number is in my bio. As I'm talking to you, I work with people all over the world. 98% of my clients,
And you get paid for all these things.
I'm expensive.
Wow.
Okay.
Noted.
I charge 30,000 per hour.
We get a discount,
Noted,
Abigail. You get a discount.
Yes.
All right. I don't know if they still have anything to ask you. As far as I'm concerned, I would say you've done justice to what has been in my head. Because I must tell you the truth. I never knew this part of you that you never went to an institution because you talk well to your own best of capacity. And when I saw that thing, maybe in a village people, there's nothing you could do me. Yeah. When I saw that part, I was like, Abajo, No wonder. Because yes, I must be sincere with you here. Many people will feel like, about the business they feel no, but they wouldn't have known that something else actually transpired. So on that, for your sincerity, I'll say a big thank you to you, Ayo. Thank you so much for coming around. Many people don't want to do this, but because I know the kind of person you are, the entire Signal podcast crew say a very big thank you to you. Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
thank you. We hope one of these days where we have to bring you around for something else, you oblige.
Of course.
All right, to my Karika Papaya.
That's it. Mr. Ayo, I said it all. So I have nothing else.
So please go to
Except-
school. Go to school, Gen Z.
Yes.
Go to
Yes,
school.
Go
Yes.
to school.
Go to school.
Don't
We are
follow
going to
through
school.
with my own thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's
Just find your own thing.
What's good for the goose is not always good for the
Good for the
gander.
gander.
Exactly.
So go to school. I recommend
From
it.
Abigail.
Well, I have nothing else to say because he has answered all my questions, and I'm glad you are on this show. Thank you. Thank you
You're
for coming
welcome.
around,
You're
sir.
welcome. Thank you, too.
All right, Dolapo, can you take us home?
Okay, so that's it on today's episode of the Signal Podcast. I'm sure that you're going to enjoy. You've enjoyed it, absolutely enjoyed it. And stay tuned. Click on the notification button. And Signal Podcast is brought to you from Cardboard Studios. So do want to check out Cardboard Studios as well. Until next time, watch out.
Peace.
Signal
Stay
Podcast.
tuned.
Bye.
And nothing pieces.